So hello students, today we are going to cover the state of Mysore. This is my fourth video on the history of 12th class of NCERT history. Okay, so today we'll talk about Hyder Ali and later we will cover about this Tipu Sultan also. Okay, so Hyder Ali, before going to talk about him, first of all we should know the Wadiyar dynasty, and before Wadiyar dynasty there was a Vijayanagar kingdom. Okay, and with the decline of this Vijayanagar kingdom, this Wadiyar dynasty became independent. It became independent in AD 1565. Okay, so this Mysore state became an independent state with the decline of Vijayanagar kingdom. Okay, we won't discuss it Vijayanagar kingdom, the Wadiyar dynasty, because right now as we are covering NCERT, so we'll go through it only. So today we'll talk about Hyder Ali. Okay, what happened during this early 18th century? Who was the king? That was the Chikka Krishna Raj II, or you can say Krishna Raj Wadiyar II. He was the king, and there were two powerful ministers during his reign, under his rule. One was Nanjaraj and second was Devraj. Okay, so this Nanjaraj, he was the Sarvadhikari. Sarvadhikari means controller of finance or revenue. Okay, and this Dalawai means the chief commander. Okay, now under his command the army was placed. So these two were very powerful, and finally what happened, they seized the power and they turned this king into mere a puppet. Means they forced this king according to their will. Okay, so whatever they wanted, this king was forced to do in such manner, and whatever they ordered him, this king has to accomplish that. So this was the case. But what happened at South India, there was a tussle within power between the Nizam was at one side, Marathas were there, Mysore was there. At the same time, this East India Company was also playing game, or you can say it was also taking strong steps to expand its power and, or you can say, strength. So there was a continuous struggle for power. So what happened, whenever there was a grave situation, there is a problem, this King Krishna Raj II used to send this Hyder Ali as command. And what happened, most of the time this Hyder Ali used to come as a victorious commander. Okay, so you can say he was very dear to this king, and that's why he used to grant him various number of titles as well as lands and other things. Okay, but what happened, slowly and gradually this Hyder Ali became so powerful that finally in 1761, okay, in 1761 he became the de facto ruler, or you can say he became the Sultan of Mysore in 1761. Okay, this Krishna Raja II, he ruled from 1734 to 1761, but we have here we have written this 1766 because he died in 1766. Okay, so finally in 1761 this Hyder Ali became the de facto ruler, or you can say he became the Sultan of Mysore. And finally now the mission to expand or to explore more region, to expand its strength started. So finally this Hyder Ali, you know, he established a modern arsenal in Dindigul in 1755 with the help of the French people, or you can say with his French friends. And you know, they started even the manufacturer, they started manufacturing this rocket also. The rocket science was also available, and his son Tipu Sultan took this mission of making rocket one step ahead. We will talk about it later. Okay, finally, you know, he had to fought with Nizams as well as Marathas. So there were number of fights with Nizams also and Marathas. That is not in your course, so we are not going to discuss it. So finally now we are coming to the first Anglo-Mysore war. Is it clear? Who was Hyder Ali? Hyder Ali was he was a soldier or sepoy, and with his ability, with his command, as you know, he was very iron-willed, he was a warrior, he was a fighter, he was a very intelligent, though he was illiterate, but he was quite intelligent. And so finally he has raised his position from a mere soldier or sepoy to the commander of the Mysore state, and he grabbed that opportunity, and finally he overpowered this king, and he became ruler of this Mysore, or you can say he became the Sultan of Mysore in 1761. Is it clear? So if a small question will come that Hyder Ali replaced which king, what was the name of that king, then you should know that was the Chikka Krishna Raja Wodeyar II, as well as who were these powerful ministers. This was Nancharaj and Devraj. Okay, you should remember all these small facts later. Now, so what happened? Now there was a war, that was the first Anglo-Mysore war. First Anglo-Mysore war means there was a war between British and between British and this Mysore, or you can say the Sultan, that was the Hyder Ali. In this war, remember it, that Hyder Ali defeated this English very badly. Okay, so this war was from 1767 to 1769, and it ended with the Treaty of Madras in April 1769. So first Anglo-Mysore war, that was 1767 to 1769, and Treaty of Madras, that was from April. The Treaty of this Madras took place in April 1769, and in this war English were defeated. Okay, keep it in mind. Now, what happened? So there was, or you can say, there was a peace for around 10 to 11 years. After that, again there was a second Anglo-Mysore war. So total number of Anglo-Mysore war, there are 4 wars. So 2 of them were between English and Hyder Ali, and last 2, third and fourth, was between Tipu Sultan and English. And then finally, in the 4th Anglo-Mysore war, Tipu Sultan died in 1799. Is it clear? So now we'll talk about second Anglo-Mysore war that took place from 1780 to 1784. What was the main reason? The main reason was Marathas attacked Mysore. But as per the treaty of first Anglo-Mysore war, that was the Treaty of Madras, there was a treaty, in case of any difficulty or any external aggression or any attack, this English will help Mysore state. But British didn't take any interest, and finally they became a very neutral party, that we don't care whatever is going on, we don't care. Their attitude was like this. So Marathas attacked Mysore. At the same time, this British captured Mahe. Mahe was a French, it was a French settlement, or you can say people, mainly it was a settlement of French people. So this British captured Mahe, and this Mahe comes under the authority or under the rule of this Mysore kingdom. So finally these all steps annoyed Hyder Ali, and finally there was a war between British and you can say Hyder Ali, and in this war Hyder Ali died. Okay, so you should also remember in which Anglo-Mysore war Hyder Ali died. That was the second Anglo-Mysore war. Okay, so what happened? You should also remember who was the Governor General at that time. Warren Hastings was the Governor General. He sent Ayar Koot. Okay, he sent his very able commander. His name was Ayar Koot. So there was a war between. So at one side the command was under the hand of in the hand of Hyder Ali, and on the other side the command was in the hand of Ayar Koot. And so finally this Hyder Ali was defeated at Porto Novo, and finally he died in December, I think 5th or 7th December 1782, and this war ended with the Treaty of Mangalore. So you should also remember Treaty of Madras, that was after the first Anglo-Mysore war, and Treaty of Mangalore, that was after the second Anglo-Mysore war. Now what happened? After this also, British purchased the neutrality of Nizam and the Marathas. What does neutrality means here? Neutrality means if anything will happen, whatever we will do with this Mysore, these Nizams and these Marathas won't intervene. So that is none of their business. So this was the deal, and finally these Marathas and Nizams didn't pay any heed. Whatever, even if the injustice was going on, they were not interested in that. Okay, so this was, you can say also, that was the main drawback, or that was the major weakness why we became a colony, or you can say why we became a slave for 200 years. That was the main reason, because we lack unity, and this was also, you can say, this is one of the example of our disunity. Okay, now we'll talk about, as you know, in 1782 Hyder Ali died, and finally his son Tipu Sultan succeeded him, who is known as the Tiger of Mysore. Okay, now the third Anglo-Mysore war, it started from 1789 to 1792. okay, from 1789 to 1792. What happened? You know, this Malabar coast, if you will go through the map, the Malabar coast in the Kerala, that is very prominent. It is, and it was a very prominent era of black gold. Black gold means pepper, okay, jisko kali mirch kehte hain. So that was a prominent area, and these foreigners, these foreign peoples, foreign powers used to earn huge revenue by exporting this black pepper, okay. So finally there was a race to extend their power, or you can say to occupy that place, so that they can earn maximum profit by exporting more and more, a huge amount of black pepper. So what happened, this Tipu Sultan, he wanted that I will not allow these Britishers to export black pepper. Means he didn't want that this British can earn revenue from this. So he wanted to stop Britishers from doing that. That's why he attacked the Raja or the King of Travancore. Okay, Travancore, that is in Kerala, in that particular area. So when he attacked Travancore, because he was an ally of British, this Raja of Travancore, he was an ally of British, and finally these Britishers become very annoyed, and finally there was a war that is known as Third Anglo-Mysore War, okay. So finally what happened in this Third Anglo-Mysore War, British became victorious, and under the treaty, the lots of area, a major chunk of Mysore was taken away by Britishers and Nizam. So you can say from this war, from the Third Anglo-Mysore War, the position of this Mysore state was weakened, because it also lost the war as well as it lost its huge territory, okay. And this ended with the Treaty of Srirangapatnam. You must be knowing the capital of Mysore was Srirangapatnam, okay. Now after that there was a Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Why there was a Fourth Anglo-Mysore War? Because this Britishers asked Tipu Sultan to become a subsidiary alliance, or you can subsidiary partner of the British Empire, but this Tipu Sultan rejected that. I won't become a subsidiary alliance, and finally this was the cause of Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Students, I think I have already in other videos I have told you what was subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance was you can say it was a program, it was a very cunning, or you can say exploitative type of program of Britishers. It was under the Lord Wellesley, where they forced the particular states that they have to sign a treaty, that was a subsidiary alliance, that they will become our alliance. In case of any external aggression or external war, they will protect the state, okay. Who will protect that state? These Britishers will protect the state from any external aggression, okay. In turn, what that state has to do, he has to keep a troop, or you can say a British troop. He has to station a British troop in their capital, and whatever the expenses, pay, salary, allowances are there, that particular state has to pay, as well as one ambassador or one commander of the British Empire will be at the court of that particular state. So this was the subsidiary alliance, okay. So now I will tell you something more about this subsidiary alliance. What was the real motto behind this subsidiary alliance was that in case if that state will start conspiring, or you can say if that state will start aspiring against these Britishers, or if they wanted to stand against the Britishers, so finally those troops will crush that particular state, as well as these Britishers, they don't have to spend any penny. Why? Because the whole expense had to be bear by those state or that king. So this was the subsidiary alliance. At the same time, this was this was a policy of the Britishers to encircle a king who was planning against Britishers. How you can understand like this? Suppose they have stationed their army in that particular state, in this particular state, in this particular state, and this particular state, and somewhere here. So if someone start conspiring against Britishers, or someone want freedom from this British intervention, suppose if this particular state has raised voice that I won't work with the British Empire, so what now British will do? They will attack from here, they will attack from here, they will attack from here, and finally they will crush this state, because they have stationed their army in different number of states. So this was the main policy of Wellesley. This is how they have captured whole India. So this was subsidiary alliance, and finally they asked Tipu Sultan that you have to become our subsidiary alliance, you have to sign on this subsidiary alliance. So this Tipu Sultan rejected that, I want sign. Okay, so finally this become an issue, and Mysore was attacked from two sides. From east side this Nizams attacked Mysore, and from the southwest this British attacked Mysore, and in 1799 Tipu Sultan died, and finally this the state of Mysore came to an end. Okay, so this was the whole thing. Now we will talk about Tipu Sultan little bit in detail, whatever it is mentioned in your NCERT, in the next video, because this I have to rub and then again I have to write down, so it will take time. So I'm just going to stop this video at particular this moment. If you have any query, if you want any change, if you have any suggestion, then please let me know. You can write down in your comments. So I will meet you soon with a new video. Till then, take care and goodbye.